Hello, I'm Matt Willis Bagpiper, and on this channel I make videos to make you a stronger and more confident piper. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel, give me a like on this video, and comment with any thoughts you might be having as you're watching this. Now, on to the video. Today I wanted to discuss something that got a lot of interest back in the video I did with the unboxing of the Blair digital chanter, and that was my Birl, my particular Birl technique. So back in 2004, I had to rebuild my Birl from scratch. Until then, I had been a tap curl Birl guy. The 7 had never really done it for me, so it was just the very common and pull back. And I had come up with this idea that I was going to spend 1 month each of the months and come up with like a bagpipe zodiac of embellishments to work on. And January was going to be the month of the Birl. Then there's going to be the month of the doubling and the month of the grip and what have you. So I was doing a lot of Birls. I was really wanting to hone that skill. And I had been doing quite well in competitions at that point. I had been getting some top place wins in grade 3, was eyeing grade 2. Competitions as a soloist were going pretty well. And then tragedy struck. I ended up getting trigger finger in my pinky. And trigger finger are these nodules that form along the tendon. And there's these kind of sheaths that the tendon has to go through. And when that nodule hits the sheath, it kind of pops through and it makes it feel like it clicks. Well, the Birl had been doing that for some time, and I was not aware that it was a problem and something that I needed to be looking into. Because at first, there was no pain involved, but it didn't take very long for it to become excruciating to the point where I couldn't play. And I was starting to actually have problems moving that finger, or even like any of my fingers. It was starting to actually cause some just overall nerve pain to my hand. So I finally went to an orthopedic doctor to look at my hand, and sure enough, I had quite severe tendonitis and trigger finger in my pinky, and it had been caused by my burling, specifically that pulling back motion. I'm going to show it with my other finger because even just the 2 or 3 I did, I can feel it acting up. So when you're pulling back with your finger, if you do it with any sort of force, see if I can get on the mic, you can actually, if you feel it pop, well, you're using your tendon like a spring when you do that. And it's only going to be a matter of time before you're likely going to develop some kind of tendonitis. So that being said, pipers burl all over the planet with some sort of pulling back motion. I think it's fine as long as you can keep it very light and that you're not really kind of plucking your finger against the chanter. I seem to not be able to do that, especially with my pinky in that motion, and the damage is now done. I had to get several cortisone shots in the finger to kind of get some mobility back, and moreover I had to basically spend almost 6 months not playing the instrument in 2004 because of it, because my hand just didn't really work, and that was pretty devastating. I really had ambitions of becoming a top level solo competitor, and it was pretty clear to me that even if I could rebuild my Birl, that it was likely going to be a thing that was going to keep me from being able to really compete at the kind of levels I had ambition for. So the Birl I ended up coming up with a little help from the doctor. I actually brought my practice chanter in and we worked on it. The Birl we ended up coming up with is the one I now teach all of my students, and I call it the up down. And so from here, we're going to start from below the hole, sweep up, sweep down and off. To see it from this angle, kind of get that out of the way, I'm kind of curling my finger down like I'm drawing the letter J backwards, and then again. So I'm not making a U. That's quite slow. I also don't like to start from the top. I find for me and many of my students, if you start at the top and then you go down, I'm going to turn this light down a little bit because I think it's kind of blending, get my fingers out. I find when people start above the hole and go down, they have a tendency to kind of, their whole hand tends to go down the chanter like that. If you kind of rotate and curl your finger around, I find the ring finger doesn't want to move as much. So people have more success with that. I notice when I'm doing it, my pinky is staying in the relaxed but straight position. Let's turn this light up a little bit again. That relaxed but straight position that your hand should be in. I'm not curling it during the motion. And all of it is happening from this knuckle and within my hand. So the little bit of lift that the pinky's doing is actually a stretching motion that's bringing blood and oxygen into the tissue more than a destructive motion, especially something where I'm pulling against the chanter. I have found it works great. It makes a very melodic sound. It's a very da-da-da, da-da-da. What it doesn't seem to be able to do, at least not reliably for me, is get you that brr, brr, that tiny little machine gun burl that so many of the top level competitors have that we all love to listen to. And it took me a long time to develop it. It was probably 2 or 3 years into this up-down motion before I felt, one, I could do it reliably or well. I was worried that my students would find that same kind of disadvantage with it, but that has not been the case. For me, it was more that I actually did do some actual nerve damage to my hand with that severe tendonitis and everything else. So this hand it doesn't work quite as well as it should. My students that play that Birl, they do it great. Some of them are playing super awesome Birls immediately, but within 2 or 3 months, everyone has it down. It takes a little while to recruit all the fast twitch muscle fibers in this part of your hand. We more recruit the slow twitch muscle fibers when we're using the hand, because it's really, those fingers are more biomechanically meant to like just grip something and hold on rather than twitch and move super fast. And this is a somewhat unusual motion of, with the Birl and that up down. And then to practice it, see if I have anything to kind of go against here. But, I'd find like the edge of a table, or you can even use the edge of your chanter here. And I like to just do circles with it and circles the other way. And this is a great way I can practice my Birl anywhere I'm at. I can steering wheel of the car or up against a table or at a restaurant. I can be practicing keeping all the muscle in this part of my hand strong, flexible, and moving. So anyways, there's a little bit on my Birl. So from below and off, see it from this angle. So now I'm gonna cut to some footage of me playing the pipes from some previous videos with some of the Birls. And if you look, you can hear and see and everything, experience what this Birl sounds like on the actual Highland pipes. Something I do want to discuss is the tempering of expectations when things happen. It was not something I expected. I didn't expect to get a hand injury that was going to cost me so much and so dearly. I had to step away from the pipes for a while. I still remained active with Silver Thistle Pipes and Drums, the pipe band I was playing with at the time. I learned a lot about bagpipe maintenance at that time because I'd still come to practices. I would still help out with rehemping bagpipes, setting up drone reeds, the things that I could do without having to really move my fingers. But, I didn't want to be a mechanic alone on the instrument. I like knowing all the aspects of it, but I really love performing and playing. And at that time, I had really gotten to love competing. And it took me a little while to come to terms with the new reality that I could still compete, but it was not going to be likely at the level that I had ambition and drive for. And so I think each of us is going to find things in our lives, whether it's a physical handicap, a detriment of something else, even if it's just a practice time or space, and I have other videos dealing with that. Don't let any of these things be the reason you don't continue down the path and become a better musician, a better piper, a better person about it all. Find ways as well to keep helping your community and staying involved if you have to take a hiatus. Stay involved with the people and the art and the craft that you love. If you have to take a break for a little while, I think it can go a long way to keeping your spirits high and motivating you to get back into all the stuff that you loved about the instrument to begin with. So there's a little bit there. I would love to hear from you guys on your style of Birl. Please write how you Birl in the comments below. And also give this one a try. Try it for a day or two and see if it doesn't maybe work out for you. It's a pretty fun Birl. It can give you a slightly more open sound. So if you want, say, in a hornpipe to have more of a da-da-da rather than a Birl, because it can fit the melodic structure of the tune better, maybe give this one a try. It's not going to hurt anything, and it's just going to build up some dexterity in your finger. So please comment below. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. All of that helps me keep making videos like this one. Again, everyone, I'm Matt Willis Bagpiper. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys again in the next video. Cheers.